Hello. Hoping everybody's around. Let's do some checks. Um, let's do some checks, and then we will take it from there. Okay. Tanya, I'll give some shout out to a couple of people. Tanya, thank you for joining us. I believe this is the first time you are joining us. So we'll just wait for a couple of people to trickle in, and then we'll get it started. So let me know if you guys can hear me or so, and then we'll take it from there. I can hear you. Good. Okay. So that's good. You always want to check that. Kwame, thanks for coming in. Sherry Coco, in the house. Thanks for joining us. Everybody check in. I know there's more people because it said 8. Lizzie Beatty, grateful for always checking in with us. It's gonna be exciting video today. So I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys are. And then we would take the questions like kind of like later down the road. IB, thank you again for joining us. Okay, so like we're gonna keep it keep it rolling here, and then the rest can join us as they come in. So as you know, building a dream home is a very exciting endeavor, and also and it comes with its challenges. But I wanted to just express to you some of the emotions that you will go through after you've accomplished this journey, and to let you know it's all worth it. And these are some of the emotions I went through myself. Now, if you have already done this, you can relate. If you're in the process of doing this, you can relate to some of these things. But the sequence is just how I went through. So if you finish yours, it may be a little bit different in terms of sequence wise. But I think that the emotions are going to be there. So we're gonna get it started. So what happened was, I remember I finished the house last year around this time, July. It was completed, and I remember the first thing that hit me was just shock. Shock. So you go through intense periods. So I'm going to do, in terms of the intensity, emotional intensity, I'm going to put on the scale, 10 being the maximum and 1 being like your normal self. And I think I was about 10, right? I was just shocked and also relieved. I was like, man, this thing is over. And the shock part comes from, this thing started on the kitchen table, and when I first started, I was like, okay, there's a 50% chance, this thing is going to be pulled through, and then to see it coming to fruition is just like, I just couldn't believe it, and stuff. So you go through that, you also relieved that, oh man, it's a long journey. I'm glad it's over. And so you go through that period, right? I went through that period for a while. It was like I just couldn't believe it. It's like a dream. I'm living in a dream. And so then after that, you go through. I went through intense happiness and enthusiasm. It was at max, like 10, right? Highest intensity. You are so happy and enthusiastic beyond any measure, right? Because this happiness is coming from the depths of your inner being, due to the sense of like accomplishment, your self-esteem, your energy level, optimism, confidence will be so high. You can barely sleep, and two things going to happen to you. You either going to have the best sleep of your life, or you're going to be up and just still in shock and just happy, and you just don't know what to do. And so both of them are beautiful moment to experience. And then after that, at a certain point, your emotions will come down again because you can't be high all the time. Literally, yeah, you can't be high all the time, you know. And so then you go through reflections, right? You know, mostly on your childhood dreams and aspirations that you have been, you had since growing up, and how it almost faded away. You know, all the good and all the bad that's happened to you, all the naysayers and the critics, and also the people that believed in you. You also reflect on the challenges and the headaches, you know, along the way, and how far you have come. And so you deal with that, and then after a while, it's like you go back again to 10 maximum emotion. You know, what I call shared celebration. You know, you want to share the success, you know, with others. This will literally lift up your emotions. And then I went through. So after that, I went through another emotion, which was newfound inner respect for self, and also admiration from others. The level of respect from your peers and strangers alone, um, because of what you have accomplished. You've earned the respect of everyone and did not have to demand it. You know, you get a few jealous folks here and there, but who cares? You know, you're a winner, and you know that no one can take that away from you. So you are really you feel that great about yourself. Then you come down a little bit, and then you go through a period of gratitude and humbleness, right? You know, you are thankful for everyone who contributed to making this journey a reality. You know, because no one makes anything alone in the pursuit of greatness, right? There's always people involved. So you become grateful to the people who offered encouragement, those who supported you financially, your building team, you know, everybody that played a pivotal role in this journey. And you're also thankful, you know, for the critics too, who doubted you and lifted that fire in your belly, you know, that keeps burning, you know. And so you go through that. Now, then after a while, you go through a state of contentment, right? You know, there's this long, deeper, lasting feeling of satisfaction and gratitude. It's incredible, man. I want you guys to experience this so bad, you know. And then after a while, you go through another intensity about 8. You know, you go through what I call like a peace of mind, knowing that you have accomplished a worthy dream, and you'll be able to, you know, pass it down to the next generation. You know, if you're a parent, you know, the children get to see mom or dad accomplish a significant, go through dedication, discipline, and sacrifice. In doing so, gives you a peace of mind. So, and peace of mind is priceless, right? Then remember, I was telling you the scale for the maximum intensity was the max is 10, right? Now watch this. Number 9 on my list is the confidence and belief. The confidence and belief will go 1,000%. You know, confidence and belief in yourself are 10,000 fold. You know, because you know how it feels to do something great, and then you start thinking maybe I'm just crazy to do this again. Then maybe I should be going after something even bolder, because you know in your heart you can do it, and you have the nerve to give it another shot and see what happens, right? So you're looking ahead in the future with all the possibilities that life brings. And then there's so many emotions, but I wanted to not go through everything, you know, and so because I know you guys have some questions, we're going to take it from there. And so then you go to the period. The last one on my list is number 10. And then, which I think is the most important thing for me on my list, is then you reach down and lift someone else up, right? Knowing that you have achieved something great and celebrating that win, you were inspired to lift someone else up to accomplish the same fate or even greater. Okay, so there's nothing more that I wish for you to experience this. There's nothing like it. And I'm telling you, man, is you owe yourself in this life to be able to go through this process. Okay, so that is some of the stuff that happened to me. And anytime I still go to Ghana, I still, it's a cycle, right? I still go through this process again because, you know, you are more capable than until like, so give your chance, give yourself a chance to be able to experience uh, this these emotions, and they are great. They are great. It's unreal. It's unreal. And so, if there's anything I can tell you that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And when you start dreaming bigger, you look strange. You sound strange to some of your friends and family members, but you must understand that you are trying to live above the average, because most people in the world will accept average, and you are trying to do something exceptional, and so you can help other people come along the journey. Okay, so this is incredible. I know some of you are building, and I can tell you, keep pushing, keep pushing. Now, let us know if we can help you, but keep pushing. Don't give it up. It's hard. I know. It looks like forever. When is this thing's going to end? So it's but trust me. Those of you that we have the ability to hang out, we have a good time. And I want this is so bad for each of you to really, really deal with this thing. The level of people that the respect is just incredible. The value in that is priceless, and so you can do it. Believe in you. I believe in you. You can start putting your questions in. I believe in you, and I know you are, because you just like me, and so you just want something more, and I know you can do it. You can do it. You can do what I did, and you can even do it better. So, and if you do that, that is the best. And if there's ever a reward or thank you, I want you to succeed beyond your imaginations. Reach beyond the stars and do something great. And if you can do that, I'll be really, really happy. That is the best way you can pay me back. Okay, that's the best way. So life is full of possibilities, just a testament. Someday I noticed I haven't done a personal video in terms of how I grew up, because someday I have to do that to let you know why I think the way I think, and what I decide not to do the average stuff and always push myself. Okay, so it is best feeling you can do, the best thing you can do for yourself. Okay, dream home is real. Dream home is real, and there's great benefit, right? There's personal benefit you can share with with friends and family, and also set an example, set the bar, elevate the standard for your generation. That look, we always push ourselves and not make excuses. And so that's what I'm about. And so it's my job to push you within reason, or sometimes out of reason. And whatever I share with you, I do. So one of the things that I'm also saying is that I'm pushing people is that we're elevating the responsibility in the dream a little bit. So now it's like, if you have one kid, it's one house. You have 2 kids, 2 homes. So those who have 5 kids, you are building 5 homes and that kind of stuff. So that is what we are pushing for. It would be nice that many years from now, when you're longer there, each of your children have their own homes. There's a great benefit to that, because sometimes kids fight over properties and stuff like that. So you want to avoid that if possible and stuff like that. So at least build three, and stuff like that. So that is where we elevate the standard. So start with one, and then in that process, you will learn more and stuff like that. So let me know if you have any questions, and then you can start throwing them, and then we'll just go from there. But what is it going to take? It's going to take you giving everything you got, and believing in yourself, and knowing that if many start, or if you accomplish, right? So, and you get to decide that. You get to decide what you want and how you want to live. Nobody can make that decision for you. Okay? Yeah. So, I've heard that that they said. Let me put this question. Yeah. So there's a lady on YouTube that made a video saying you can only get a house plan approved if it has been drawn in Ghana. They don't accept outside house plans. How true is that? I've heard that. I've dug a little bit into it, and depending on who you ask, this the input is different. But I'm just gonna get my house built, made wherever I want to, because I realize the politicians are not sticking to that standard, and since we are Ghanaians, I don't believe in hierarchy or anything like that. So unless they're gonna have the politicians stick to that standard, I'm not rolling with that. And then if they don't want to approve, I'm gonna build anyway. So that is my feelings on that. And so because the law must work for all of us, and so I'm going to get my plan and build. And if they want to do something, we'll just deal with it from there. So Sherry Coco, I wouldn't worry about that. They haven't made an official law, or maybe it could be the architect also running that by you. So that's Ghana for you, right? Architect wants to make a little bit of money, saying don't bring outside plans because you put them out of business. But hey, it's not that we're putting them out of business. We want them to just elevate their creativity and the product they are giving us. So if they can produce, we will obviously patronize. But if they want to keep the same akukubu and that type of building that we grew up with, or our grandparents grew up with, was not cutting for some of us. So get your plan. The most thing too is like you make sure you when you get a plan, make sure you have all the other components like the roofing part, the electrical part, plumbing, that kind of stuff. Not every blueprint comes with that. So just look at those stuff and then get a plan that makes sense to you. It's easy for them to read, and stuff like take it from there. Okay, so Sherry Coco, I wouldn't worry about that. But I don't think nothing is official. It's just maybe people just spreading that rumor and stuff like that. So okay, so talk about how you were able to save and build. Okay, so how I did it was prior to building, 2 years started saving through cut back on vacations, no unnecessary spending, still doing my thing in terms of putting money into retirement, kids, this thing, college funds and that kind of stuff. But and then what I'll do is any raise or bonuses you get, that's going to go into your building fund, and you cut back on your monthly expense, and then you just give discipline and focus. And then I did 1 or 2 projects, not more than that. I didn't want to do the monthly stuff unless you're pushing about 5-10 grand a month to do over there. Is very wasteful to do that way. So I'll save the money and then do one big project. Maybe at the end of the year, maybe I'll do $10,000 or $15,000 project or something like that. And then that is how I did. I did it. So But it would take, because I didn't want to be house poor. It took me 7 years, because you don't want to have other responsibilities. I have another house here, so you still have to maintain those things, and so pretty much that's what you need to do, unless you're making a lot of money. You're bringing in $20,000-$30,000 a month or something like that. Then you can wrap it up. But for most people, you have to be diligent, cut back on a lot of expenditures, unnecessary ones, and just knowing that it's a short term, right? You can get all those things back. So that is how I did that. Okay. So when are you moving to Ghana? So I got a 5-year plan, and in that, it is, I can move right now. I'll be fine. At least I can be fine 10 years if I don't make any dime in Ghana. But I want to stretch it 15 years. But that means you have to plan very well, because I have a standard of living that I want to have for the kids and that kind of stuff. So that means that is what is delaying me. And also the second build I'm about to start, I want to wrap it up. That one will be in a gated community. I'll talk more in the next couple of weeks about that. So there'll be 2 homes, and then we decide what we want to do with that one stuff. Chances are keep it 2 kids, everybody get a home. And so it's just, I don't want to go to Ghana and struggle. I already did my struggle, man. Someday I'll share the story. So I don't want to put myself and then put our kids into that environment. So save and plan for all the contingencies that I need. So I'm planning, like, I'm gonna need a lot of money to be comfortable, and so that is why I haven't moved yet. But I can move next year, January, whatever, and I'll be okay for 10 years straight without any money, still maintain the quality of life. But 15 years that's where I'm looking at. Okay. So let's see this, going through the questions. So can I get a house? Yeah. So So we have to revisit. I don't know if you still want that same plan that we discussed. Yes, you can get over there, no problem. It will be built, trust me. When we build in, they're not gonna stop us. So we're gonna do that. Okay. Hey, Clea, how are you? Do you have to pay an annual home tax from the property? I would say probably yes, but I have not received a bill, so it's good, and stuff like that. But if it is, it's minimal. It's very, very minimum. So once I just pay my monthly expense for what is it, lighting, water. Water I do pay. What I try to do is, for water I pay like a couple of months, and then my trash I pay a couple of months, because they're not super expensive. And then power is just usage month to month and stuff. But um, you know I haven't received a property tax, but it's usually not expensive. It's not like here. Like, man, my property tax here is like crazy. For a third of the house, right? It's crazy. It's a lot of money. It's more than what some people can even live in a year in Ghana. So it's crazy. But I have not received a bill, so if the government is watching, don't send me a bill. Let me see. I go through here. Hello, Kelly, how are you? I love your video that you did this morning. I think it was awesome. Uh, but it's good. Picking up that, you see, at a certain point, when if you are renting, so look at it this way, kind of like here. If you are paying a lot of money to rent, at a certain point, it doesn't make sense to be putting all this money for rental when you don't own it. So you may have to start thinking about building something for yourself, because that is where it's at. You want the ownership, right? Instead of paying somebody $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, and that crazy stuff, right? You can save that money, and then continue to build in 5 or 10 years, finish with those kind of stuff, right? So it makes sense. Okay, so let me see. So to clarify, please explain planning progress ahead of your sketch for a lower price and full of. Okay, so. So I'm not sure about the accept the sketch. So what we do, we usually submit the full blueprint, and Accra is crazy. It's like, especially if you're doing like a story building, how much you are paying for permit is very, very expensive. So I'm about to go through that process next month, and so I'll brief you how much. I'll show you the house image, and I'll tell you how much I'm paying for that. But it's expensive in Accra, and so that will take a couple of months. With COVID and all that stuff going on. But I know in the past, when they give you the receipt, you can start building and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna verify that information, but I'm not sure if you can just send in the sketch for a lower price. And some people build with that, blueprint, without building payment. That's their thing. But this is Ghana for you. And so, but we like to get a payment, so we don't want that interruption and that kind of stuff. So, but I'll keep you posted if I find out that you can go in with a sketch. But it is like really expensive for that. Some people are paying 20,000, 30, 20,000 cedis more for like 3-level, that kind of stuff, right? In Accra. That's crazy. So, okay, I'm trying to go through them. I can't even see. Hey, okay. All right. So, what house maintenance costs we expect for 10 years after we build? Okay. So, good question. Usually, your water cheap. You see, the electricity is gonna be so AC, right? AC, and this thing too. A lot of people don't know this, right? If you're using the dryer, especially the old dryers, man, they take it way up there. Like if I don't use a dryer, let's say for 2 weeks, right? Dryer alone, right? I'm saving about 200 cedis on my electricity. Okay, the moment I use it, it jumps up, right? And that is because my dryer that I bought over there did not work. So a guy gave me the old style one. Matter of fact, he has my dryer. I don't know. I can't find him. So I have to track him down and get my dryer back. So, but monthly budget for so the only thing that is you have to be watching closely will be the electricity. Water, I'm paying less than 100 cedis a month. My garbage is 60 cedis a month. And then the rest will be just upkeep, right? So obviously the caretaker is there, he's I put him on a salary and stuff like that. So, but it is not expensive once you mitigate the power usage. It's very, very reasonable to live under that. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to not miss a question right now. Okay. Okay, let me see. Do you have? Try my goal is not to miss any question. How do you prepare for transition? Okay, so like I said, for most people, I grew up in Ghana, so I don't have to visit to move, right? And so for most people who did not grow up in Ghana, it's very important to always visit. And you may have to do 2 trips or any of the African countries because it's tricky, right? There are people on YouTube, why they may mean well, just because something works for them does not really mean it's going to play out exactly for you. So you may have to visit, figure out where you want to live, get a cost and that kind of stuff. And then that information is very, very important. So then when you come back, you can start planning, right? And some people just take off and go. Um, and they make it, Now I wouldn't want to do that, especially when you have a family situation and stuff like that, unless you have to, you really have to. And so I would say that is the best approach. And then you have to figure out all kinds of stuff. So you're going to do a ton of planning, right? What are you going to do? How are you going to bring in money and all that stuff? So the work is not a move. The work is the planning. Okay. The move is it's about 10% of it. Then 90% is the planning and everything that you are going to do. So spend a lot of time on that. Okay. Sister Kalia, can help you on that. Okay. So weather, right? Weather's good. June, July, my favorite weather in Ghana, right? Rainy season, the best. It's cooler, gets a little chilly sometimes. I love it. December, hot as hell, crowdy, everybody's there, and stuff like that. So you go through your rainy season and your dry season. In my rainy, like for the rainy season, I don't use a lot of my AC. I can actually go like a week and maybe use the AC a total of like maybe 2 hours throughout the whole week. But in December, that thing is on every day, right? So that means in December time to early January, you are going to be paying more for your usage. Okay, solar. I did a video, solar and generator, that kind of stuff. I'm working on the solar thing right now because the prices of the batteries are going down and stuff like that. So because for the next bit, I'm going to do solar. So at a certain point, solar will come up and then entertain that. So, but having the option not to go through doomsday is very, very good, right? So plan for that. Okay. So let me, you guys have a ton of questions, okay? Let me see. Let me see this. No. So planting is very important. When you do your foundation, once you set up your foundation, if you can protect it from animals destroying the plant, I didn't do seeding. I think my plants were 2 to 3 feet, tall and stuff. So and then I have a landscaping guy who's very, very good. That's where I get all my plants from. And so they did a good job. So they'll come over there, you buy it, they'll deliver, they'll plant them, they'll put all the fertilizer, and then they'll give you a plan how to, take care of them. So now they are growing very, very well. Kwewu is going good. At a certain point, we're going to begin the client. So we're waiting for the clients, and we're going to move on. But I love me Kwewu. Kwewu is awesome. Yeah, so good. So, I've been paying property rates. Like William said, it's cheap, not that expensive. You can do that. So that's very good. So let me see. What is your take? Tell me if I went into a small boutique hotel or you rather rent the whole house. So boutique hotel. So here's the thing you also have to factor in, right? Accommodation is becoming very accessible in Ghana, right? So and also to people going for something a little more luxury and stuff like that. So you have to factor in. It's about the market, right? The location. Are they going to get a clientele, or is it better just to, if there's a way you can separate it and do like 2 rental units, right? If it's 2 levels or stuff like that. Also, you have to look into that. Like for me personally, even if I have like $100 million, I will not be at a hotel right now because I feel like there's a lot of good hotels and you have to be competing with that kind of stuff. So just do your homework and make sure you can get what you're asking for and stuff like that. So yeah, so the solar video will be coming up, and as I get more information, I'll bring that to your attention. How do you prevent squatters from sitting inside? You haven't put them in. You need a squatter, right? So you need somebody to occupy the land for you, because you would not be able to access these places all the time, especially when you're here. So I would say you don't want to just go get a land, and unless it's in the middle of nowhere, nobody goes there and stuff like that. But if there are other houses around, you want somebody to, at least somebody to be giving information what is going on the land. So it's better to bring your own person to occupy than have random squatters. So that is very important. Okay. So let me see. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. That's my goal. No, don't purge your site. But another good source of information, like CR75, the Black Unicorn, I think those who are thinking about moving, I think she's doing a great job with the academy. So go there and support her sister and get her information. True respect what she's doing. So because it's like, it's real, right? It's real, and there's things that you will have to deal with, and you have to know. So then you can better plan and not avoid them per se. Is just be able to handle this thing. So I think, I see 75, the Black Unicorn, is a great source to go to and get that information. Okay, so go support a sister. If I have mixed any question you posted, please repost it, because I don't want to miss any question. That's my goal. Okay, so scanning them quickly. So it is okay, right? So it's okay. It is okay to rent while you build. Ideally, it would be nice. I'll tell you this though, if you can start something before, like, you move, like in terms of building and stuff like that, because when you go into Ghana, sometimes not sometimes, all the time, it would take some time to make money, even when you start a business and that kind of stuff. So I want you to just, if you can do it before you go, that would be very good. So, but if you are building, it doesn't make sense for me if you go rent and you're paying like a lot of money is going to your rent. It doesn't make sense to me. So if you are building, go something will do for now, because you know what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. And so that's what I would say. So don't go pay $2,000 a month because you want to live in East Legon someplace, and then you are building and stuff like that. That's not the best way to save your money. Okay, so put the questions in there. Let me see. There's a bunch of chat going on, which is fine. Okay, so anyway, so buildings, where is that, right? That is where it's at, and there's, it's a great accomplishment. You are going to elevator static. I have gone to, I'm gonna tell you this. I spent, the last time I was in Ghana, I stayed in executive suite at Moving Pig. It was nice, but it's not your home, man. It's like, there's nothing like a dream home, because now these hotels give you 6,500 square foot, right? They can't give me that for a price that is, that is reasonable. And so to wake up to that space, and it's just, man, it is awesome. It is awesome. It's really awesome. Like, some of you have been to the house, like Kwame has been to the house. a couple of people, and I'm telling you, is you wake up in a great mood, you're in a great mood, and that kind of stuff. And I really, 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 really want you to experience that. Okay. Um, what will you be first to consider when building? Is it a fence wall, security door? So fence wall. So it depends, right? So this bringing, I want you guys to go to my channel and buy the construction guidelines, okay? Because you guys is the Bible for building in Ghana. Nobody got it, and is going to clear a lot of things for you. The sequence of how you're going to do this thing, because some people think that when you buy the land, you got to put a fence wall. It depends. It depends what it is. It depends the location and stuff. You can skip the fence wall, take a little bit of the money, do a makeshift structure over there, have somebody occupy it for now. And then to when you start building, when you're done, you do your fence wall. So it's not there's certain location you have to do right away. I didn't do right away. I went in like maybe the 4th year into my building or something like that, and I did a fence wall. And I think I did it when I planted the trees because I didn't want the golden sheep, destroying the planted tree. So it depends. And so when we do consultation, we talk about these things. Okay, what is the situation? Where's the location and that kind of stuff, right? So there's a lot of things that factors in. So land in Kwewu. So Kwewu, Sophia. So the last time I checked, 3 months ago, certain part of Kwewu, it was between 3,500 to 4,000 CDs. Okay. And stuff like that. I can double check for you, but that is where it was going. So let's say worst case 4,000 CDs, right, and stuff like that. So cabinet. So cabinet appliances came from US. Cabinet I did it in Ghana, and stuff like that. So it's pick and choose. So you got to factor in with shipping everything, the duties and that kind of stuff. Okay. So what building materials are best to purchase in Ghana? What items are better to import from the USA? So building materials, you see, you can get about, let's say, conservative speak, about 80% of the quality. You probably pay more, right? And so, so let's say tile, you can get good tile. I'll probably say the tiles here, quality is a little bit better than the ones they have there. The appliance you get, so it's more because of choices you have. You get more choices from outside than you do get in Ghana. So that is, so you have to trade. But even good wiring, you can get good wiring in Ghana. There's different grade, but your builder hopefully is using the quality grade and stuff like that. So I would say maybe certain appliances. Other than that, you can get pretty much same quality. For the right price. Okay. Thank you for posting my link over there. Thank you. Right. So and so what I learned from the because I ship a lot of stuff. I ship all my tiling, the first half, all my tiling, 22 pallets, right? Not cheap. I sent 2 refrigerators, 2 gas cookers, 2 microwave oven, dishwasher. So all the appliances got shipped, and then what is it? A bunch of stuff. So the second one, I think I'm gonna ship patio stuff. I'm not gonna do that big whole container stuff, and then I'll buy a bunch of the stuff from Ghana. But I'm going to be doing parallel electrical wiring. So if I do bring something from it, it's gonna plug in. So you can get some quality over there. You probably because they are adding up the duty cost, the profit they have to make and that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's easier just to go buy those things from there, because most of it are already made for 220 to 240 volts, and so that should plug right in. Okay. But there will be sometimes that you want something that you feel like you can't get, and you can bring it. That is fine too. Okay, if I have not answered any question, just put it in because I'm trying not to miss it. That's my goal today. Because sometimes I go back and I'm like, oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. So is there anything? But you know, so okay, good. So I'm gonna tell you this. Trust me, okay? $1,000 later mistake. Buying a washer here is good. It will work. Be converted to, it will work 110 volts. The design will work. The washer here are bigger. Dryer, no, not in the US. Go buy it in Ghana. Okay, trust me. Chances are the dryer over there will be a little bit smaller, but it's going to work. Okay, because they have changed. The US have changed the way they manufacture this the dryers. Okay, washer good to go. Dryer, okay, stay away from that, please. Just buy it in Ghana. So what are the biggest lessons you've learned in building process that we want to apply? So the the biggest lesson I have found is that the sequence we build can cost you a lot of money. Okay, and that is why we put that guide together, because even when you use a qualified builder in Ghana, they still do things out of sequence because it's just a bad habit. So that is going to cost you, and also, and sometimes don't go with your initial emotional need, right? Come do a lot of comparison. Like for example, want to do flooring, right? Because I did tiling the first one, so I'm leaning towards terrazzo for a lot of reasons. So always get I did biodegradable. I'm leaning towards septic tank, right? So because you get to see the limitations of certain things, and the cost to maybe run these things and stuff like that. So the first one you are going to learn. The second one it gets better, and even there's certain things that you forget. Like I have this big house. I don't even have an office. I can convert. I have enough space to make an office, but I don't have a dedicated office. So the second plan, I'm like, I need an office, right? So these things come on, but you can't know everything 100%. You know more than enough, and then when you do it, things will come up, and then you adjust. So do you think a swimming pool add more value to your property when rented? Yes, it would. It has to be done well. It can be green. It can have algae build up, right? So make sure you are testing the pH, and adding chemical to bring the pH down. Okay, so that will add value. Yes, pool always add value, and yeah, but also thing you have to be carefully secured. God forbid you don't want a situation that the child, you know, get drowned in that pool and stuff like that. So you have to maybe fence it with something. Come up with some creative idea. Yeah. So do you have breakage of the 22? Yes. Luckily, it was packaged very very well because I got a ship from Home Depot. It was wrapped. I had it was. Don't tell the duty people this. I think it was about over, I think, 1,800 boxes of tiles, and I only have like five boxes that broke, and so, but the way they broke, we were able to use some for the small pieces and stuff like that. So I count 20%. Whatever you're trying to ship, I count about 20% more, which is going to be things are going to break. You also want to have some backup because ties will eventually break. Something's going to happen. So the question: when you ship again, will you allow this to get in on the shipping to Ghana, pay for the space? Yes, 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 yes. I have a friend who is starting a shipping company and stuff like that. So once everything is ready, he's in Tennessee. He's gonna do that. So basically, you ship all your stuff over there, and then they're gonna put it in a container ship for you. So I'll get you that info. But when I'm ready to ship, I'll put a word out there about two months ahead. And then if you want us to do a container and stuff, like we can work that out. It's cheaper that way than doing yourself. So what is the process of finding a good shipping company that's affordable? So, ideally, it's always good to do a local area, unless you can't find anybody. But usually, as the people around, there's somebody at least in the state that are shipping stuff. But then you also need an agent, right? Who has to clear this thing. So I think people forget that the agent. I have a good agent, so he knows what he's doing because he's gonna be able to give you the cost estimate before the items, because there's a way they can go and get that before the container actually arrives. Because you don't want your container sitting there for weeks. On average, I'm able to clear my containers within 2 to 3 days when it arrives and stuff like that. So you will need that. But look locally to see who's running shipping in your neighborhood. And this could be a business somebody can do, right? Create a website, find all these people, and then somebody can just pay for the service. Okay, so let me see. Somebody said, can you recommend some bidders or contracts in Accra area? Milan is prom. I'm looking to construct. Us! Joe! We! Okay. Visit our website, and then we will take it from there, right? We build in Accra, we build in Kumasi. We are actually in Kumasi right now, working on a project that the whole contractor screwed up. So we're doing roofing on that right now. And so we are in Kwewu, and so we go everywhere. Okay, so go to our website, it's posted over there. Go to our website and then contact us, and then we take it from there. Okay. Which one is better, septic tank biodegradable? So it depends what you want. The biodegradable, so you have to find a way to run the water off, right? So think about it. So if you have a place that is clay, the water's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna sit over there. So that's the challenge with that. It has a small footprint, so there's benefit. A septic tank stays in there some minimum amount a year, it gets full, it's drained out. Okay, so it's about what you want. Sometimes you may not have the space to do the septic tank and that kind of stuff. So it's not about better. It's a different thing, But so figure out which one you want. So how much at least you have to save per month to be able to build in Ghana? Asking for the lower incomes. So I would say it depends what you are building, right? 2 bedroom to whatever, it depends. So but can you? So I'll just give you a year, and then you can decide. I think even if you are doing, can you do 10K a year, right? And then try to build off that. You may have to, see. So when I give you these numbers, it sounds a lot. Sometimes a lot, but I think too is like you don't really know how much waste you spend. You put it out there till you start really, really looking at the numbers, and you can see that, look, I'm spending a lot of waste. I can easily save $500,000 a month from just cutting back on some nonsense, right? And so once you start looking at your numbers, well, you'll be able to save that. So 1,000, 1,500 a month, that will get you ready to do 1 or 2 big projects in the year. Okay. So pool maintenance is not bad usually, right? So the pool maintenance, depending on the size, is basic. So there's 2 things you are doing for the pool maintenance, right? If you are mitigating algae growth, right, you don't want the pool look like green, then that will reduce how much you have to eventually drain the water and clean up. But other than that, you will have to be draining the water out, clean, getting scrubbing the algae out, wash everything, remove all the dirty water out, and then fill it back on. And that could take 200-300 cedis, depending on the size of the pool, right? So that would be the thing. Control the algae, right? Make sure you're applying the chemicals to reduce the buildup. Yes, we're doing some projects in Quo, you know. Do you know any reliable shipping companies in the UK, Holland, and Germany? Not at the moment, but UK people, please help. You know, um, if you know the one, you can just put it in there. So the process, okay, what's the price of finding a good ship? So usually, so I'm gonna talk briefly. So usually, you find someone that's ready to ship, they will. So you decide half container, full container. It is better cost wise to always share a container with somebody for a full size container than do a half container yourself. Now, some people get picky, like, I don't want my stuff mixing up with other people's stuff. I understand that then you can do like your own 20-footer container. But cost wise, you pay a little couple $100 more if you go that route than if you do a split container with somebody. As long as your things are, labeled, tape the crap out of that thing, label it well, and then when the things arrive, you have I always bring about 3 people to keep an eye on this on your stuff, right? Send videos, images of what it is that you ship, so people and so if you ship 10 boxes, let them know it's 10 boxes, and so they can count them. The worst thing, this has happened to me, somebody takes your product and then it end up in a whole other region, right? Happens to me the last time I shipped, because people were not paying attention to this thing. So, and it took them a couple of weeks to bring it all the way back. Okay, so just do that and it should be fine. Okay, so don't want to keep this thing too long, but hopefully I got all the questions, answered. There's some good stuff in here. Um, and so like Lacia is saying that there's people that she knows are Germany, so contact her and stuff like that, and she'll be able to help you. And so building is real. It is fun. It's exciting. It's one of the best things you can ever do with your life. You're gonna sleep well. You don't have to deal with a landlord. You're the landlord. You make all the decisions. You tell people when to be quiet. That is fun. You can paint your colors. You can come in anytime you want. You can have parties. Basically, you are free, right? And the price is freedom is priceless, right? So that is what it is about. So I would say, even if it's 2 bedroom, do it. Even if it's 3 bedroom, do it, right? It is better. I'm trying to get us black people to start thinking about ownership, because we don't do that often compared to any group. So own. Okay, you can do it. I have no doubt you can do it. Okay, there's a lot of people that are willing here to help you. Sister Lacia is there. I am there, and so many others that can help you. And so I want you to understand this is that um, I appreciate watching the videos. I appreciate sharing the videos, but I want you to be a doer, right? I want you to go do these things. I want you to accomplish. I don't know if it's entertaining, great, but hopefully you find something that you can apply to move your life forward. That is what I'm about. It's not about the subscribership. It's not about the likes. It's not about all these things. It's about hopefully I can light that fire that you can go beyond your dreams and that kind of stuff. So that is what we do on this channel. Okay, so our channel is more educational, right? And so that is how we want to keep it. But we have fun. We trust me. We have a lot of fun. Okay, so so is it better to build a 3-level apartment for your kids or just buy 3 plots of land for each? Um, it depends, right? It depends. Between the three, what is the age group, right? I would say go for the apartments. You can still get land cheap for them somewhere and hold on to that. So by building the apartments. Okay, so you know where to find me. If you have any questions, just shoot it my way. and then thank you very much for tuning in. I try to keep it under 45 minutes, but you guys had a lot of great questions, and I want to respect that. And so hopefully I got all of them. If I didn't, put them in the comment section after the video is posted. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, and I respect taking the time to come in and then hear me out. Okay, but believe in yourself, and the dream is real, and keep pushing yourself. Thank you.